Hello, this is Steve, my business partner Austin, and today we are going to look at how to get your first client, how to get your first customer. And this is the thing that holds up a lot of people from even starting. They almost feel the terror inside their body, thinking, "Oh, I'm afraid to reach out. I don't know what to do. I don't have much to go on." And people will tell you along the line that you have to show a portfolio to get clients, but you don't have one because you're just starting. And I promise you that portfolio isn't the problem you think it is. In fact, what do we got pulled up here? Plumbers in Memphis. I would bet you that if you went to 10 of them, you wouldn't get one of them would ask you for a portfolio. It's just not something that they think of or care about. Similarly, when you need a plumber, you're not, looking at a portfolio from them. It's just not how things work. You need a plumber, you get one. They need somebody to do their work for them. They're not even thinking along those lines. And today we're going to look at uh, what to do, how to get around it, and how to get that first client. The first client is the critical one to getting the business started. If you work a couple months and don't get that one, you probably will give up, which we do not want you to do. So we're going to look at how to get that first client and just how to handle it where the portfolio doesn't even come up. We'll start with Austin here.
So it might seem like a paradox, like you need clients to build a portfolio, but you can't get a portfolio if you don't have clients. But the truth is, a lot of local businesses will hire you if they trust you, not necessarily because of a portfolio. The portfolio just builds trust. One way you can get a client is to lead with a free audit. This is your portfolio replacement. So do a Google Business Profile audit. Like we don't have GMB everywhere up here, but we can look at Smith's Plumbing, Heating, and Air, and we don't have our usual stuff on here, but it looks pretty good. They post recently. They respond to reviews. Everything's good. They obviously do a good job because 4.9 on almost 4K reviews is crazy. So they're doing a good business. I wouldn't target them because they already know what they're doing. But one of these plumbers that are struggling a little bit more, you can do an audit for them. You can do a website audit, GBP audit, a local SEO audit. Show them exactly what's broken, and what's costing them. Just keep in mind that at first you're trying not to sell, you're trying to demonstrate expertise, and the audit is the proof that you know what you're doing. So just try to find a local business, show them some problems they have, and maybe build like a quick one-page summary, and you can uh, you can schedule a Zoom call if it works, and then maybe even in person if you're local, and then after that you can finish the sale. Another way to do one is do one free project or a very deeply discounted project. Uh, this isn't something you should do forever. Just once, do the testimony and results. So pick a local business you already have a relationship with. Like if you have a car guy, you can use him, and then offer to optimize their GBP, like write a month of posts and fix their website for free or for very little. Um, just make sure you set a scope because you don't want to do so much work for free, and make sure you save the results of the before and after for everything, so you can use for your portfolio, and make sure you get permission to, and not just like screenshotting all their stuff without them knowing. But this works best with someone who already trusts you, because sometimes if you offer free stuff to people, they'll be like kind of sketched out by that. So yeah, that's just a one or just two ways to do. There's a few more you have, right?
And so, and one thing that we hate to do, probably as much as you hate to do, is cold call. So we don't even recommend that just because we've never done that and we don't enjoy doing that. So how do you get a business to trust you and to buy from you without cold calling? And one thing me and Austin did when we started is we did a local directory in just our own town, and we listed the businesses up there. We spotlighted them and told people about them, so that it would be helpful to them to going forward in our own little town. And by doing that, we built up trust with businesses, and we were able to get a business from that. That's how we got started. That's one thing you could do. If your niche is a local type of niche, even if it's not, you can just have a local directory, and you talk to the people when they want to be put in your directory, and you give them a quick 10-minute Zoom, and you find out about their business, and you tell them about things they could improve with theirs. That goes a long way towards building trust. What's another thing you could do? Another thing is cold outreach does work, even in emails. And we don't call. We don't enjoy calling. It burns us out. We don't do it. Cold emailing isn't exceptionally fun either, but it is easy to do, and you don't have to contact the people until they contact you back. And I will tell you this: if you send out enough emails, you will hear stuff back. You will get some results. But you do have to be consistent. You have to do it all the time, and it's not fun, but it's doable. But Austin pointed out probably the most important thing is reach out to somebody that has a business, even if you don't know them, on a friend level. You definitely have maybe a barber you go to. You have a place where that fixes your cars regularly. You have a plumbing guy you go to. Those people are the ones to reach out to and say, hey, can I do this for you? And I'll do it for 90% off or free, like Austin said. However, you got to do it to get started, and then save the results, and that'll go a long way towards getting that business started. The worst thing that can happen is you get nothing. You're working for 2 months every day, get zero, and then you're going to quit. And we don't want that to happen. So, your agency is also your portfolio. So, if you're working a local agency, let's just say Memphis, and um, let's say you're specializing in the Memphis market, that's your niche. Get yourself a Google Business Profile, optimize it, show your work. That's an excellent way to show that, okay, I know what I'm doing. Here's my stuff. Uh, Build your website and make it look nice. And we've talked about what to look for. In fact, I'll do a separate one on website design and show exactly how to make that perfect, so that you know exactly what you're talking about and you can explain it to your customer just perfectly. Rank your own agency in local search. That's an excellent example of, okay, I can do this. I'll show you. Create content consistently in LinkedIn or YouTube or whatever, and people trust that. When they see that, you become an expert. You become somebody that's trustworthy, somebody that they know knows what they're doing. You're putting yourself out there. You're not afraid to, and you do it, and you know what you're talking about. The audit that Austin talked about is an excellent way to do it. And sometimes the hardest part is just getting them to watch or pay attention. But a simple 5-minute little video where you show them what they're missing, what they could do better, will go a long way towards getting your business off the ground. If you want to take a different approach, you could post things publicly. And this is a nice way to get business to come to you. So you do a video showing how to do Google Business Profile, how to do something, and you can put that on LinkedIn, you can put that on YouTube, that different things. And if you do that enough, people will start to know that you're an expert. Uh, being an expert gets business coming to you as opposed to you chasing it. And then that's where you want to get to. The warm relationships that you have, the ones you've been doing business with yourself, great place to start. You could do it conversationally as you're at your barber. Say, hey, I got this business started. I've been coming here for years. Would it be too much for me to handle your Google Business Profile? I'll do it for 90% off. I'm really trying to get this business started. And a lot of times these places will recognize that you're a customer of theirs and help you out. It's not as hard as you think. Any place you go becomes a customer. And if you're giving money to them, they'll be much more likely to want to give money to you. They already know that you're a trustworthy person. They've been dealing with you for a while. You could also simply tell people I'm building my portfolio. I'm trying to get this business off the ground. I'm looking for a couple businesses to work with so that I can get myself going. Uh, would you help me? And a lot of businesses like to do that. That's not pushy at all. You're not trying to sell them something on a hard sell. You're telling them, hey, I need help. Can you help me? And oftentimes they'll say yes. So here's what I would do if I were you right now. Pick 5 businesses in your area that you go to all the time. Yeah, I'm sure there's 5. And I'm looking at maybe plumber, roofer, contractor of some type, electrician, barber, a hair salon, all those type of things. So places you go to, pick 5 and do a Google Business Profile audit. So you know by now what to look for, um, and pick out some problems areas you find. We found out this Smith one really has done a great job. They don't have any problems, so we're going to skip past there. And if I were to look at this Memphis market, I definitely would be dropping down until I got to an area where I didn't see a lot of reviews, and I probably will be able to find some issues along the way here. Memphis is a pretty big area, so I may have to keep scrolling and scrolling until I find the right people. But especially if it's somebody you go to, and they're ranked down low, which is ideal, those are perfect targets. Um, if reach out to 3 warm ones, like I said, if they're already totally buttoned up, like the Smiths Plumbing, I wouldn't even bother there because they're not going to need you. They're not going to even want you. They don't need anybody's help. They're doing great. Reach out to those 3, whether it's in person when you're at their store, or it's an email. You can find the emails generally online off of websites. Facebook is a great place to find an email, and just let them know, hey, I'm trying to get started. Can you help? Um, Offer at least one free or highly discounted until you get that first offer. Document everything you've done, screenshots before, after, your results, and build your own Google Business Profile while you're doing that, and a website to show you're an expert. So that's about all we got for this. But I would not recommend cold calling because it burns people out. If you feel totally comfortable with that and you don't mind getting rejected, you don't mind that, then by all means. But most of the rest of us don't like that. Me included, Austin included. We don't like being turned down all the time, and having people, hang up on us. That's not our thing. We would much rather have people come to us. So reach out to those people and do that today. Don't even wait. Don't wait till you're a so-called expert. Do it now. Get the business. If you're an expert and you don't have any business, it doesn't help. So get the business and work to be the expert while you're doing it. As you're working with trying to get this first customer, build up your own Google Business Profile, and you can show, look what I did. I started this, and I'm already ranking up here. And keep working on your own until you're all the way at the top. And once you get there, that you've got a lot to show. And as you're doing that, you'll start to build a little portfolio if that makes you feel better. But we can tell you from reaching out to these business, nobody asks for the portfolio. They just don't do it. Um, Plumbers and people in these trades, they just don't even think of that. So it's not something you even have to worry about. But if you're worried about that, get your business and get it started. Do it today. We'll see you tomorrow.